This is Fredericktown Black Cats football on KDKZ Channel 18.
And we hope you enjoyed the Wertz Farm Center pregame show. We're just about set to go here. Mason DeRoos tees it up at his 40. Kyle picks it up at the 20 across the 25-30. Still on his feet out across the 35. And the Fredericktown Black Cats will be in pretty good field position to start their first series of down alongside Dustin Kopp, Spencer Hovis, Matt Dockins, the coach Mike Wojcik. I'm Dave Ward. Coach, welcome back to Fredericktown.
It's good to be back, Dave.
Fredericktown will start at 1st and 10 at their own 37-yard line. As most of you know, Colton Rakup suffered a whiplash injury last week, so he will sit out tonight's game. Seth Lout, the sophomore, will have the duties at quarterback tonight. He'll run the offense. We go 2 wide receivers to the near side, 2 to the far side. 1 man in the backfield with Lout in the shotgun. Checks the sideline for the next play here. And now we're set to go. Just underway. Glad you could join us on a Friday night. Fredericktown Stadium's where we're at. Put a man in motion. That's Parrish. And it looks like the Black Cats moved too soon. And they'll be penalized for illegal procedure to start this game. Marching back 5. It'll be 1st and 15 for the Black Cats. Not a good way to start, Coach.
No, it's definitely not. I mean, they had a hard enough row to hoe without starting back 5 yards deeper than what they should have.
Your referee for tonight's game, Jason Smith. The umpire is Gary Eggemeyer. The linesman is Rick Bowen. Line judge is Michael Bayless. And the back judge, Jonathan Morgan. Lout in the shotgun once again. They put Parrish in motion. Fake the handoff. Trap back up the middle and hit behind the line of scrimmage as the tailback. He'll lose more yardage back to about the 27-yard line. And Fredericktown going backwards here to start off this first set of downs. Both teams with a key injury. Colton Rakup on the Fredericktown side, and the running back for the DeSoto Dragons, number 32, Cameron Sutton. 2nd down for the Black Cats. Seth Lout rolls the pocket to the right side, throws to the near side, caught at the 36-yard line, knocked out of bounds quickly is number 44. That's Colton Jordan. Got about half of it back. It'll bring up a 3rd down now and about 9 yards for the Black Cats. They'll spot it back at the 36. It'll be 3rd down and 10. Shotgun formation once again for the Black Cats. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Lout takes a snap, rolls to the other side this time. He's flushed out of the pocket, gets away from a man, tries to throw to the far sideline. Intended for Ethan Flanagan. Pass was incomplete, tipped at the line of scrimmage, and the Black Cats will be forced to punt.
Well, it's no wonder that ball was tipped. I mean, look at that defensive line out there. It looks like a basketball lineup out there. Those boys are 6 foot plus.
Number 74, Wyatt Moser, just a sophomore. And what do you think? He's 6'1 and 270, 280?
Oh, I bet he's more like 6'3 or 6'4, Dave.
Seth Lout on 4th down. It's in the shotgun formation, and we'll see who moved first. I think it'll be against the Black Cats, and it is. False start once again against the Black Cats. They're going to move them back inside the 35 to the 31-yard line, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 15. Discipline the key to the game here, and the Black Cats jumping early twice and but sacked behind the line of scrimmage one time. 4th down and 15 for the Black Cats. Seth Lout, now he drops back to his own 20-yard line. He will punt it away. Gets off a good one and blocked at the line of scrimmage. DeSoto has it, picked up at the 25. 10-5, touchdown DeSoto. And not the way the Black Cats wanted to start this one.
Well, that was a good job by DeSoto blocking that punt, but Dave, you and I both know that miscues is what set up that score.
Absolutely. Two procedure penalties and then a incomplete pass forced a 4th down and 15, and then Lout didn't get a good snap from his center, and when he tried to get it off, it was blocked at the line of scrimmage, picked up by number 24. We don't have him on our roster, and walked to the end zone for the 31-yard touchdown for the DeSoto Dragons. They'll go for 2, shotgun formation. Quarterback keeps it, tries to get to the goal line, and he will get it. 2 point is good. 11 minutes to go, first quarter. DeSoto on top, 7-0, and we'll be back in 30 seconds on Froggy 96. We still live?
Yes.
Okay, we're going to keep it right here. Dustin Kopp tells us, so glad you could join us here in Fredericktown. A hot, muggy night. Temperature still in the mid-80s. Supposed to get down, by late nightfall in the upper 60s. Lower 70s. So it'll cool down, but hydration could be a problem here tonight, Coach.
Yeah, and that's the thing, man. It's uncommon. It's week 6, and we're still having week 1 temperatures. But the good thing about it is both these teams, you can tell that they're very conditioned, and I think they'll be all right.
This is important news for men who have taken Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra and then suffered from the skin cancer melanoma. According to a new study, the use of Viagra and other ED drugs may increase the risk of men developing a serious form of skin cancer known as melanoma. Melanoma is a deadly form of skin cancer, which may require treatments such as surgery, chemotherapy, or radiation. In many advanced cases, melanoma can result in death. If you or a loved one took Viagra, Cialis, or Levitra and then were diagnosed with a skin cancer called melanoma, you may have a right to a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you are eligible. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
And back to live action. Hand off to Braden Stockman off across the right side. He gets out to the 39-yard line. A short gain, a gain of 1 for Stockman. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 9 for the Black Cats. Sorry about the technical error there slightly. We should be back to live action now. Seth Lout, shotgun. Stockman in the backfield with him. Trips to the far side. One wide receiver to the near side. Seth Lout, shotgun. Going to keep it. Rolls to the far side. Moving the pocket. Now he tries to keep it. Steps back and goes to throw. And he's sacked behind the line of scrimmage back at the 35-yard line. A loss of 4 for Lout. And once again, coach had put in a long 3rd down situation. 3rd down and 14 for the Black Cats.
They're definitely going to have to do a better job out there on the edges, giving him time to throw the football.
Parrish and Colton Jordan to the near side. Trips to the right, one wide receiver to the left. One man in the backfield with Seth Lout once again. Now he steps up, going to throw down the field, throws to the near sideline. Incomplete as he tried to hit Clark Pinuel here on the near sideline. Underthrew him, and another 4th down and long for the Black Cats. 4th down and 14.
Well, and the thing of it is, Dave, he had pressure in his face almost before the ball even got there.
9:43 to go, first quarter. 8-0 DeSoto as they scored on the opening drive. Fredericktown forced a punt. They blocked the punt right into the hands of one of the receiving team, and he put it in the end zone for a 31-yard touchdown. And that's where we're at. 4th down and 14 Fredericktown. Now Seth Lout drops back to punt. Hits a line drive punt. It hits the line once again. Ball settles at the 49-yard line of Fredericktown, and DeSoto will have it 1st and 10 at the Black Cat 49-yard line.
That's going to be a 5-yard penalty, probably running into the kicker.
And a flag on the field. So you take a re-kick here?
Well, I think you almost have to. I mean, you haven't seen DeSoto's offense yet. It's 8-0 DeSoto. You haven't seen their offense yet, but I think you gotta play the field position game.
Coach Ford says we're going to replay the down, so they'll move it. They'll march off the penalty here and then replay the down, so they'll get to kick it from a little closer to midfield, I believe. Both special teams make their way back onto the field. They'll march off the penalty to the 40-yard line, so it'll bring up a 4th down and 9 for Fredericktown. And now the Black Cats are in an offense position here. Trips to the right, one wide receiver to the left. Now Seth Lout drops back to his own 30 and blocked once again by number 27. Picks it up at the 28-yard line, taken down there immediately. And DeSoto in great field position once again. 1st and 10 at the Black Cat 28-yard line. Just not giving Lout enough time to step into that football, and And he's not getting off a very good kick either, and that one was blocked at the line. And DeSoto in great field position. 1st and 10 at the Black Cat 28.
Well, what they're doing, they're bringing heat off of both edges, and they only have one up back, and he's got to choose one, and whichever one he chooses, he's going to be wrong.
9:29 to go, first quarter. DeSoto leads 8-0. Handoff to the tailback. Comes to the near side. A flag comes in, taken down at the 35-yard line for a short gain, but there's several flags on the play. Let's see what that's all about. We didn't even get an opportunity yet to set the DeSoto lineup. Cameron Krodinger will be the quarterback for the Dragons. Jaden Brown and number 15, Briar Fisher, the running backs for Krodinger, as number 32, Cameron Sutton, had a season-ending injury this week at practice, so a tough loss for the senior for DeSoto.
You know, you always hate to see that, no matter the kid, but, man, whenever they're a senior like that and their season's gone due to something that happens in practice, man, that's hard to swallow.
A 10-yard penalty against DeSoto moves them back to the 38-yard line. 1st down and 20 for the Dragons. Shotgun formation. Krodinger has Brown behind him. Steps straight back to pass, looks down the field, throws down the field, got a man in and out of the hands of number 11, Zach Trent, and he was behind the defender. And if he could have hung on to that, that was 6 more points.
That was pretty good pressure that time from the Black Cat defense on that right edge there.
And if you'll notice, the little Wildcat there, they put Briar Fisher in as quarterback that time, so they're going to mix it up with Cameron Krodinger and Briar Fisher. Now Krodinger goes wide receiver to the far side in the slot, 2 wide receivers to the near side. Fisher in the shotgun, 1 man behind him. Takes the snap. Hands off to the tailback straight ahead. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Gets out to about the 35-yard line. Taken down there, so he'll get 4 back. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 15. Call it 16.
If Krodinger stays out there at that wide receiver spot, I would be watching for a possible double pass coming up here.
Could happen. Step back on the screen and miss coverage in a wide open DeSoto Dragon here. No huddle for the Dragons. 1 wide receiver comes to the near side. That's Trevor Johnson. Trips to the right. Now Fisher in the shotgun. He has Jaden Brown behind him. 3rd down and 16. Shotgun. Back to pass. Straight across the middle. Caught at the 25-yard line. Taken down at the 21. Still on his feet, though. Try to be pushed down. And a great job by Zach Trent. The run after the catch. Complete. It'll bring up 4th down. Oh, it's going to be about 4th down and 4. See where they spot the football at the 20-yard line. So it'll bring up a 4th down and 4 for DeSoto. And a personnel change here, but we'll see what they decide to do. It looks like they still have the offense in there. Krodinger in there as quarterback now, and he's going to go under center. He's going to have... And now I believe the Black Cats didn't like what they see, so they'll take a timeout. 7:42 to go, first quarter. Timeout, Black Cats. We'll be back in 30 seconds on Froggy 96.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, or blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain or knee pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace or knee brace covered by Medicare at little to absolutely no cost to you.
Call 1-800-988-0564 right now to see if you qualify.
These professional-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, rheumatoid and osteoarthritis, spinal disorders, stenosis, and other painful back problems. Our medical-grade durable knee braces are designed for those with osteoarthritis and general knee pain and weakness. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork, and best of all, your braces shipped directly to your home for free. Will you qualify for a Medicare-covered back brace or knee brace? There's only one way to find out.
Call the Back and Knee Brace Center at 1-800-988-0564. That's 1-800-988-0564.
Both teams making their way back onto the field. It'll be a 4th down and 3 for the DeSoto Dragons here. They lead 8-0, 9:23 to go, first quarter. The road for DeSoto so far, week 1 loss to Perryville, your team 14-7. Week 2 win over DeBerg, 38-0. A win over Windsor 35-0. It looks like they were going to have a pretty good season. Then a loss to North County 40-20, and last week's loss to Festus 10-0, and that puts them at 2-3 on the season. The rest of the way for DeSoto is Hillsboro, St. John, and Potosi. Handoff to the tailback, breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, breaks another tackle at the 10-yard line, and a first down for DeSoto and keeps the drive alive. It'll be inside the 10 at about the 9-yard line. Number 24, and we do not have a name for that young man, so he lines up behind in the backfield once again. Handoff to the tailback, breaks the tackle line of scrimmage. Good move inside the 5, and a touchdown for the DeSoto Dragons. 9-yard touchdown run by number 24, and quickly here with 7:30 to go in the first quarter, it's 14-0, and it looks like DeSoto will go for 2 once again. Now they change their mind. DeRoos comes onto the field. And let's see what they're set up here. They got a real wide spread, and they do put Krodinger in the shotgun. Back to pass, flushed out of the pocket, looks to the far sideline, throws it away, incomplete, 2-point conversion, no good. 7:30 to go first quarter, 14-0 your score, and we'll come back in 30 seconds on Froggy 96.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or any other asbestos-related cancer, call now. Asbestos manufacturers sold deadly asbestos materials to thousands of companies, putting workers at risk. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be entitled to a portion of these funds and receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or ever going to court.
For your free legal consultation, call 1-800-217-1205 now. That's 1-800-217-1205. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
And welcome back to high school football on Froggy 96, 95.9 FM. Black Cat Stadium, Fredericktown. 14-0 so far, DeSoto. And Coach, Black Cats don't get on track here pretty quick. On senior night, they're going to get blown out of this thing.
Yeah, they need to be able to do something with this series right here, Dave, or it's going to end up being a long night.
Mason DeRoos has it teed up at his own 40-yard line. 2 men back for the Black Cats. A pooch kick to about the 30-yard line. They let it bounce. Picked up there to 25, thrown backwards at the 20. They'll spot him forward progress at the 22-yard line. And Malachi Kyle picked that one up and lost yardage back to the 22. Fredericktown will have it 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line. They trail this one 14-0. Froggy Crew will be on the road next week. We'll be in Park Hills. Is that right, sir? Park Hill Central, that's right. Froggy, the KDKZ 18 crew will be in Farmington and Potosi at the Potosi Farmington game. Is that correct? Seth Lout now goes under center. 1 man behind him. Back to hands off to the tailback. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Gets, I'm going to say a knee down at the 20-yard line, so it'll bring up a 2nd down. They'll give him 1 yard for Braden Stockman. 2nd down and 9 for the Black Cats. Fredericktown Road so far. Home opener against Kennett. That was a home game, 50-14. The Kennett Indians beat Fredericktown, and then they got a win against Herculaneum, 56-28. Seth Lout under center, hands off to Braden Stockman, tries to get to the edge, steps back inside at the line of scrimmage, fumbles the football. Let's see what the line judge says here. DeSoto recovers. Braden Stockman puts it on the ground at the line of scrimmage, and DeSoto recovers, and just what they needed. 14-0 they lead with 6:47 to go in the first quarter, and DeSoto picks up a fumble and in great field position once again at the Black Cat 21-yard line. Said Fredericktown picked up their first win against Herky 56-28, and then a loss to Perryville 28-7. Heard that game right here on Froggy 96, and then a home game against St. John, 43-3. They lost that one, and then last week on homecoming, 42-16 to the Potosi Trojans. Central Park Hills, St. Mary's, and North County, the last 3 games for the Black Cats. Handoff to the tailback, breaks a tackle to the line of scrimmage to the 10. A flag comes in, walks into the end zone is number 4, Jaden Brown. He broke a tackle to the line of scrimmage, and he went untouched for 20 yards, but there is a flag on the play from the referee, and It'll be a hold against DeSoto and a break that the Black Cats needed here because they are self-destructing in front of us here. 14-0 your score. DeSoto will have it first down.
Should be 1st and 20.
They'll spot it at the 26-yard line. It'll be 1st and 1st and 15, looks like, for the DeSoto Dragons. They'll go 2 wide receivers to the far side, 2 to the near side. Pistol formation once again. They go with Briar Fisher as a quarterback. 1 man behind him, 1 in front. Handoff straight ahead to Jaden Brown. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage. Gets inside the 25 down to the 24-yard line. He'll gain a couple. They'll give him 3. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 12 for the DeSoto Dragons. Coach Chris Johnson, I don't know if you heard some of the post-game interviews last week, but he was very disappointed at his team in the 10-0 loss to Festus last week. He let them have it and challenged them. Shotgun formation. Fisher, man moving early, and a flag comes in. Fisher rolls to the near side. Got a man wide open at the 10-5 touchdown, but this one's going to come back as procedure against DeSoto once again, and if it hadn't been for the penalties, this thing would be out of reach early, Coach.
Yeah, it would. And you know, the thing of it is, Dave, it's not so much that DeSoto's beating Fredericktown right now. It's Fredericktown's beating themselves.
Absolutely.
I mean, they put DeSoto in great field position situations 3 different times now, all because of their miscues.
The penalty will move them back outside the 25-yard line to the 27. It'll be a 2nd down and 17 for DeSoto. Special thanks to Judy Husky. That's Kelly Karokis' mom. Did you know that?
She's a very fine lady.
She's
very fine lady.
Athletic secretary over there at DeSoto, and she was a big help with us this week, getting the stats and lineups and things like that. We really like to thank her. Pistol formation once again. Fisher, shotgun, takes a snap, goes straight back to pass. Lots of pressure. Throws a quick pass, screen pass to number 4, Jaden Brown, in and out of his hands. Great pressure that time by the Black Cats. Came up the middle and both sides, and they put a lot of pressure on Fisher, and he was unable to complete the pass. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 16 for DeSoto. Next week, Park Hill Central will be broadcasting live their pregame show at 6:40 as the Black Cats travel to Park Hills to take on the Central Rebels. Powerhouse so far in Class 3. Shotgun formation. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Takes a snap. Option. Now he rolls looking for a man. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Good job there by number 30, Logan Bowling. Logan Bowling, that's Darren Bowling's son. He sustained an injury, I think, when we were doing the Perryville game and missed a couple games. But back in action now. Speaking of Darren Bowling, the Little League football teams here in Fredericktown, Ross Karokis, Darren Bowling have a 5th and 6th grade team. They're 2-0 on the season. Andrew Cheney and Rusty Allgaier have a 5th and 6th grade team also. They travel from week to week to different areas, and they also play here, 5th and 6th graders. They're 2-0 also on the season. Shotgun formation. Fisher back to pass. Now throws back to the near side. Got a man caught at the 12-yard line to the 10. Sidesteps a man inside. Ball came loose, but they'll say he's down at the 8-yard line. Pretty good catch there by number 23. That's Dominic DeMarco. Fisher rolled to the right side and then threw back across the green to DeMarco. And he'll pick up yardage to the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for DeSoto. Trevor Johnson comes wide receiver to the near side. 2 to the right. And Jaden Brown behind Fisher once again. Shotgun formation. Here come the Black Cats. Hand off to Brown. Off the right side. Breaks a tackle at the 5-yard line. Falls forward to the 4. Bring up a 2nd down and goal for DeSoto. Try to get you some updates as we go along the way here. We got some great football games out there tonight. One of the ones we're really interested in is Poplar Bluff and Jackson. Coach and I have had the opportunity to call both of those games against Farmington and Poplar Bluff and Farmington and Jackson. Those Two pretty good football teams. Shotgun formation, hands off to Brown once again. Breaks it off the left side, goes for the end zone. Touchdown. 3-yard touchdown run for Jaden Brown. And just like that, DeSoto on the board again. Once 4:59 to go, they lead 20-0 here. And the first 2 times they went for 2-point conversion. Now they will line up for a traditional extra point here. Number 18, that's Mason DeRoos. Cameron Crodinger to hold. Snap back, it's a good one. Chip shot is up, and it may make the hole, and it barely clears the crossbar. It's good. 4:59 to go. First quarter, 29-0 your score, and we'll be back in 30 seconds on Froggy 96.
Stop living with hair loss, that is. Losing your hair is no fun, and no one wants to be bald, but there is hope.
Getting my hair back was the best thing that ever happened to me.
I'm happy with the way I look now.
I'm very excited about my hair.
I feel beautiful.
I love my hair.
Hair Club offers all proven hair loss solutions backed by our commitment to satisfaction guarantee. If you're not 100% satisfied with the solution you choose, Hair Club will apply the purchase price to another proven hair loss solution or transplant more hair at no charge.
And it was the best thing I've ever done.
It looks good on me.
Call in the next 5 minutes to get your free brochure at no obligation. It will tell you everything you need to know about your hair loss problem, and it's free if you call now.
I am more pleased than what I had even imagined.
I at least look, I would say, 5 years younger.
I'm 52, and I look better now than I did when I was in my 40s.
I feel great.
And that's not all. The first 100 people who call will also receive $250 off any hair loss solution from Hair Club. Call now.
DeSoto Dragons come off the bus here at Black Cat Stadium, putting 21 on the board already in the first quarter, and we've got 4:59 to go yet. DeRoos, pooch kick to the 30. They let it go. Kyle picks it up at the 30, 35, breaks a tackle across the 40, puts his head down at the 42-yard line. Finally knocked out of bounds, and a good run for Kyle. And they'll spot it at the 42-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Black Cats. Going to have to get some consistency going in that offense and stay away from the penalties and try to put some points on the board here. Colton Jordan and Michael Parrish, wide receivers to the near side. Clark Piniel in the slot near side, one wide receiver to the far side. One man in the backfield for Seth Lout. Braden Stockman. Throw to the near side. Clark Piniel able to catch it, but the ball thrown right at his feet. And they'll say incomplete at the 32-yard line, and he would have lost a yard or two. Anyway, so it'll bring up a 2nd down and 10. And Seth Lout got a little happy feet there. He's getting in a hurry and needs to settle down. And I know he's catching a lot of pressure, but count on your offensive line and try the run the play the way it's designed. Trips to the near side. One wide receiver to the far side. Stockman in the backfield. Hands off to Stockman. Hit behind the line of scrimmage at the 30-yard line. Great defensive pressure by DeSoto. A good push by the defensive line there. He's going to lose 2, so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 13 for the Black Cats.
Well, they're bringing the house right there, Dave. They're bringing all 4 of their linebackers now. Might be a good time to try to slip a receiver in behind that blitz.
For good reason. They're going to force them to throw the football and complete a pass, and they haven't done that yet. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Stockman in the backfield. Here comes the pressure once again. Lout tries to get away from it, steps around a man, thrown down at the 25-yard line, and more heat by the DeSoto Dragons there. Number 56, Landon Porter, came straight up the gut unblocked, and he was able to get the quarterback and throw him down for a loss. It'll bring up a 4th down and 19 for the Black Cats, and they're going to be forced to punt once again as Colton Jordan stands back at his own 10-yard line. This kid's got a pretty good leg on him. Gets a good snap. Lots of pressure. He gets off a good kick. Going to be taken at the 45-yard line. Parrish misses him there across midfield. Sidesteps a man at the Black Cat 45 and taken down at the 43-yard line. And DeSoto have it once again at the 44-yard line, 1st and 10, leading 21-0 here with 3:32 to go, first quarter. A little better coverage there. Had a man, Michael Parrish, down the field. Missed the tackle, though, and unable to bring him down inside DeSoto territory, and he gets all the way inside Black Cat territory to the 44, and that's where DeSoto takes over 1st and 10. Krodinger and Snowden, the wide receivers to the far side. One wide receiver to the near side. Brown in the backfield with Fryer. Back to pass, straight back. Throws now to the near side to Krodinger. Caught at the 45. Breaks a tackle at the 40. Catches the edge to the 30. Breaks a tackle at the 25. Still on his feet and finally thrown out of bounds at about the 6-yard line. Several opportunities to bring Krodinger down, and he got to the edge and turned a corner, and the little man, not very big. They don't show him how big he is here, but he can't be but about 5'6", 5'7", but good speed to the outside. Turned the corner and broke a couple tackles, and it's 1st and goal once again for the DeSoto Dragons. Well, spotted at the 6-yard line, it looks like. No signal on the scoreboard yet. 1st and 5. 1st and goal at the 5. Shotgun formation. Now they roll to the near side. Look to the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Trevor Johnson on the 5-yard touchdown pass from Fryer. And 27-0 is your score so far. Let's see here. And it looks like the DeSoto Dragons will go for the traditional extra point here. Trevor Johnson on the reception. DeRoos to attempt the extra point here. Krodinger to hold. Snap is good. Chip shot is up and good. And with 3:02 to go, first quarter, 28-0 is your score. And we'll step aside and come back with more high school football right after this.
The diabetes drugs, Invokana, Invocomet, Parxiga, Zigduo, Jardiance, and Glyzombi have been linked to a serious condition known as diabetic ketoacidosis. Call the Rely On group today for a free consultation. There is absolutely no risk on your part.
Don't be a victim. Get the help you deserve.
If you or a loved one were diagnosed with diabetic ketoacidosis after taking Invokana or any other similar diabetic drugs, call 800-283-4717.
And welcome back to high school football on Program 86, 95.9 FM. Your score still in the first quarter, 3:02 to go. DeSoto, 28-0 over the Fredericktown Black Cats here. Thank some of our sponsors as we go along here. And the kickoff is deep this time. Michael Parrish was up at his 20-yard line. Ball bounces in the end zone, touchback, and Black Cats will have it 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. Michael Parrish and Colton Jordan were all the way up at the 25 expecting the pooch kick, and DeRoos kicked it over their head in and out of the end zone for the touchback. And the Black Cats offense on the field once again. Cats line up 2 to the right and 2 to the left. Michael Parrish in the backfield now for the Black Cats. Seth Lout puts a man in motion from the near side. Fakes. Throws across the middle to Clark Pinuel. And a great catch by Pinuel at the 20-yard line. Right across the middle. Lined up in the slot. Found a seam there at the 20. Pass almost overthrown, but Clark Pinuel, a diving catch there off the fingertips and able to bring it in. So they'll mark him 1 yard short at the 29. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 1 for the Black Cats. Michael Parrish once again in the backfield for the Cats. Now they put a man in motion. That's Jordan. Fake the handoff. Straight back to pass. Lout throws across the middle and overthrows the intended receiver. That's Noah Karokas. And Karokas battling through a pretty tough injury, ankle sprain, a high ankle sprain, Coach. And you've seen a lot of guys go through that, and that's a tough one because you want to play. You feel like you can play physically except for when you try to cut on that ankle and it just won't let you.
That may be one of the toughest injuries in football is that high ankle sprain.
Go trips to the far side this time. One wide receiver to the near side. Parrish in the backfield for Seth Lout. Trying to get some momentum going here. Here comes the pressure from the near side. Seth Lout throws a screen to Colton Jordan. Tries to break a tackle. Turns it up the field. Gets across the line of scrimmage. He'll have enough for a 1st down as they'll spot it at the 23-yard line. And the Black Cats have their first down of the evening with 2:22 to go in the first quarter. So trying to mix it up here a little bit. And Noah Karokas comes wide receiver to the near side. along with Colton Jordan, and you can tell he's really tender on that ankle. Clark Piniel in the slot to the near side, one wide receiver far side. Shotgun formation once again, hand off to Michael Parrish. He misses a tackle and slips and falls behind the line of scrimmage at the 30. Had a lot of pressure trying to beat it to the edge and slipped and fell as he went to turn the corner. Tackle made by Clayton Snowden. A loss on the play of 1 for the Black Cats, 2nd down and 11. Piniel wide receiver to the near side, trips to the far side this time. Parrish still in the backfield with Seth Lout. Shotgun, handoff to Parrish. Breaks a tackle at the line of scrimmage, puts his head down at the 30. He'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe the 31-yard line. So it's going to bring up a 3rd down and 9.5 for the Black Cats. Going to have to find a way to loosen up this defense because they're pinning their ears back and coming after him now. Man coverage on the edges. And if they get an extra linebacker, he's coming. Trips to the right. Parrish in the backfield. Lout puts Colton Jordan in motion this time. Fake the handoff. Back to pass. Flag comes in. Looks down the field for Noah Karokas. Good coverage there by Clayton Snowden. No flag on the play there, but a flag comes in from the referee. So usually that's a procedure call or a holding call on the offense. We'll see what he says. Illegal shift by the Black Cats. That's
the last thing they needed right now.
March them back 5 more, and it'll be another 3rd down and 15 for the Black Cats. That's simply check it there. DeSoto will decline the penalty, so it'll bring up a 4th down and 10, and a smart move by DeSoto. Black Cats having a tough time moving the ball, so let's just take the down and go on with it. And the Cats will decide to punt as Colton Jordan goes back to his own 15-yard line to kick this one away. Clark Piniel to snap. Colton Jordan takes his time, gets a good end-over-end kickoff, taking it to 40, across the 45, tries to get to midfield, taken down from behind, still on his feet to the 47-yard line, still on his feet, and finally taken down back at the 50-yard line. And since he kept moving and tried to get an advantage there, they'll spot it right at midfield. 1st and 10 for DeSoto at the 50-yard line. 51 seconds to go in the first quarter here. All DeSoto here so far. 28-0 is your score. On our sister station, 107.1 The Zone, Denver King has the St. Genevieve Potosi game. That game played in Potosi. Should be a pretty good matchup there. No, we don't have any updates at the present on the Poplar Bluff Jackson game. We'll keep you up to date on that one. That one should be a dandy. Shotgun formation once again. 2 to the right and 2 to the left. Quick pass to the near side. And they'll say the ball hit the ground. Cameron Crodinger tried to pick it up, get his fingers under it, couldn't do it. It touched the ground, incomplete. 2nd down and 10 for DeSoto.
As far as the Black Cat offense goes right now, Dave, they're going to have to try to take advantage of what DeSoto's doing with them bringing the blitz and everything. They need to look more towards screens and draws and more of a quick game instead of trying to go vertical down the field. They just don't have time with the pressure that they're bringing.
Something to loosen up that offense a little bit. Wow. We've got a few updates for you. In and out of the hands and incomplete. Pass intended for Cameron Crodinger at the 48-yard line. Went right through his hands and almost into the hands of Snowden. But he couldn't hang on, so it'll bring up a 3rd down and 10. Looks like, did that look like Farmington 21-0 over Sykeston? So Farmington going down to Sykeston, putting it on Coach Gibbs at the present time. So all the Black Cats having a tough time tonight. Coach Gibbs having a pretty good season so far. 3rd down and 10 for the Dragons. Back to pass, looking to the near side, throws across the middle, caught at the 43-yard line, still on his feet. Breaks a tackle, now thrown backwards at the 45. They'll give him forward progress to the 41-yard line and going to be very close to a 1st down. Trevor Johnson with the catch there. And they're doing a pretty good job of rolling that pocket to the far side and throwing back to the near side. That's a good way to pick one off because usually when they throw back across the grain like that, they can't get as much on it. and that ball spends a lot of time in the air, and a good defender can step in there, and you pick one off right here, and that's a pick six.
Well, that's a cardinal rule of the passing game is don't throw late back across the middle.
The Black Cats could catch on to that because they've done it several times tonight. That's going to do it for the first quarter. After 28-0 DeSoto, and we'll come back in 1 minute on Froggy 96, 95.9 FM.
Attention patients who've been implanted with an IVC filter. IVC filters are implanted into the inferior vena cava vein to prevent blood clots from traveling into the lungs, causing pulmonary embolisms. Unfortunately, these filters can fracture, move throughout the body, pierce blood vessels and organs, tilt, or become irretrievable. These failures can result in a number of serious injuries, including internal bleeding, organ damage, infection, and even death. If you were implanted with an IVC filter and were injured, you may be owed compensation from the manufacturer. Call the Reliant Group right now to be connected to an experienced attorney for a free consultation. You don't owe us a penny unless we're successful.
Call the Reliant Group right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation for your pain and suffering.
Do not delay. There are time deadlines to file a claim. If you or a loved one has been implanted with an IVC filter and the device failed, call the Reliant Group today at 800-230-7515. That's 800-230-7515.
12 minutes in the books, Coach. We'll turn around and go the other way. 28-0 your score. DeSoto has had their way so far with the Black Cats. Let's run down some of your sponsors. Wayno's, one of my favorite places to eat on the Courthouse Square. Great seafood there at Wayno's. Get a early getaway from the game, stop at Wayno's and have some of your favorite seafood. Tight formation. Crodinger back to pass. Now he throws wide open at the 30-yard line. To the 20, breaks a tackle, and to the 10, 5, and touchdown. A real tight formation for DeSoto. Everybody ganged in tight. And Crodinger at quarterback that time, and he just rolled to the far sideline. The wide receiver broke away from coverage at the 30 and caught that football and went into the end zone untouched for a 47-yard touchdown pass. And we'll attempt the extra point here. Snap back, ball down, kick is up and good. Mason DeRoos with the extra point, and just like that, 35-0 your score. 11:50 to go, second quarter. We'll come right back with more high school football on Froggy 96.
If you are age 80 or younger, call the number on your screen to learn more about the FX plan from Final Life. Average funerals can exceed costs of over $7,000. Social Security only pays $255, leaving your family and loved ones to pay off your debt. To receive free information about the FX plan and its benefits, call the number on your screen. Also receive information about a free prescription discount card by calling now. Call the number on your screen. There's no obligation.
Back as DeRoos steps into one, a big deep kick back to the 10-yard line. Michael Parrish tripped up, fell down, picks up the ball at the 10, runs backwards to about the 5-yard line, thrown into the end zone, but they'll spot forward progress at the 5-yard line, and the Black Cats will have it 1st and 10 deep in their own territory at the 5-yard line. Michael Parrish kind of outrun that football that time and then tripped up when he realized he had outrun it. Was able to pick it up, though, and hang on to it. So the Black Cats will have it 1st and 10 at their own 5. Parrish checks back into the game now. He'll go in the backfield with Seth Lout. Trips to the right side, one wide receiver to the near side. Hands off to Parrish straight ahead, breaks a tackle, ducks his head, still on his feet, gets out to about the 10, rolls forward to the, they'll give him forward progress to the 10-yard line, so a gain of 5 for Michael Parrish, and it'll bring up a 2nd down and 5 for the Black Cats. Got a hole dug now, Coach. What do you tell your team? Try to hang in there. I mean, you try to keep your spirits up and try to put some points on the board here. Shotgun formation, trips to the right, one to the near side. Lout gives it to Parrish again and hit behind the line of scrimmage immediately. He's going to lose at least 1 yard there. They'll move it back to about the 7-yard line. So it'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 now for the Black Cats. Seth Loud, empty backfield now. Parrish steps into the backfield with him. 2 to the right and 2 to the left. Loud takes a snap quickly to the right side. Caught there immediately by Colton Jordan. But he'll get forward progress maybe to the 10-yard line, so a short gain of 2 or maybe 3 yards for Jordan. And it'll bring up a 4th down once again for the Black Cats. 4th down and 7, so they'll just give him 1 yard of forward progress. And the Black Cats will be forced to punt again. Colton Jordan this time standing in his own end zone. They're going to bring pressure straight up the gut here. 1 man back for DeSoto. Colton Jordan takes his time, gets off a good spiral kick, taken at the 45-yard line. Sidesteps a man at the 40, still on his feet, inside the 30, breaks a tackle at the 20. A flag comes in, a foot race to the 10, and finally taken down there at the 10-yard line.
It's probably going to be a block in the back or a hold.
Michael Parrish finally ran him down at the 10-yard line, but I believe this one's coming back as DeLaundry sits at the 30-yard line, and the referees confer. And another flag comes in. I think that's going to be a sideline flag as the referee was catching a little heat.
They're blocking the back and a sideline warning.
See, I think I believe the warning will just be a warning. They'll march off the penalty, the block in the back penalty against DeSoto, and I believe Coach Johnson was letting the referee have it there. And they got a sideline warning, so let's see where they march the ball back from. The flag came in about the 30-yard line, so they'll march it off from there outside the 40. It'll be a 15-yard penalty, so it'll be back at the 46-yard line. DeSoto will have it there. 1st and 10 at the Black Cat 46-yard line.
Dave, I think they just keep getting bigger as they come off that sideline over there. My goodness.
35-0 your score here at Black Cat Stadium in Fredericktown. Froggy 96, the place to be. As we go along, we'll mention some of our sponsors here. Shotgun formation. 1 to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff to the tailback. Breaks a tackle. Nice move at the 46-yard line. Still on his feet. Gets down to about the 43-yard line. Jeremy Harmon on the carry there. I stopped that time. Just a little sidestep there by Harmon as the pressure came straight up the middle, and they thought they had him. And Harmon with a little sidestep there missed the tackle and was able to gain 4. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 6 for DeSoto. Farmington Building Supply, Craig's Roofing, Patriot Ready Mix, Farmington Walmart, and Big Dick's Barbecue, all great sponsors of high school football on Froggy 96. Shotgun formation once again. Handoff straight up the middle. Good defense that time by the Black Cats. Taken down by number 11, Seth Lout. Good penetration that time by the Black Cats. And it'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for DeSoto. Sparks Motors, A Western Photography, Ward's Farm Center, First State Community Bank, and Old Dad's Pressure Washing. More great sponsors of high school football all season long. We certainly appreciate them. 3rd down and 5 for DeSoto. Shotgun formation once again. Krodinger this time in the shotgun. Put a man in motion. Hands off to him on the jet sweep. Tries to go to far side. Tries to get to the outside to the 40. Good defensive play. And still on his feet. Breaks a tackle at the 37. Gets down to the 35-yard line. That's number 18, Mason DeRoos. And they had him behind the line of scrimmage and let him get away, and it got enough for a 1st down.
He did a really nice job of stringing that out. He just couldn't get loose from the block to make the play.
The defensive line strung it all the way to the edge, but allowed DeRoos to turn the corner and break a tackle and get down inside the 35-yard line to the 33, and another 1st down for DeSoto. Keep the drive alive. 7:47 to go, 2nd quarter. Shotgun formation once again. Fryer back in there. It's quarterback. Looks to the near side. Throws quickly. Well, blocking the back once again is number 11, Zach Trent. They'll say Trent dropped the ball, and it looked like as Cade Ethington was trying to get to the receiver, had a little block in the back again that time too. Several penalties so far. Grant Schenkel also out there in coverage. They'll come trips again to the near side. They keep Jeremy Harmon in the backfield with Fryer. Shotgun, now he's going to keep it straight up the gut. Harmon blocks for him, gets inside to 30, taken down to about the 33-yard line. So gain of about 6 for DeSoto. Good patience that time by Krodinger. He just waited for Harmon to lead the way and made the push for a gain of 6. 3rd down and 4 for DeSoto. Man coverage here to the near side. They come 3 wide receivers. Harmon once again behind Krodinger. Back to pass. Looks to the near side. Still looking. Flushed out of the pocket. Throws to the near side at the 30-yard line. Incomplete to number 11, Zach Trent. And it'll bring up a 4th down and 4. And the way things are going for DeSoto inside Black Cat territory, you just go ahead and go for it here, don't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Try to keep the drive alive, keep the clock rolling. 6:57 to go, second quarter. 35-0 your score here. This one got away from the Black Cats early. And it continues to steamroll downhill. Shotgun formation. Trips to the right, one to the left. Straight back to pass. Now a little shuttle pass to the line of scrimmage. Breaks a tackle. Gets to the outside. Breaks another tackle. That's Jeremy Harmon. And he gets inside the 20-yard line, but another flag on the play. There's been a lot of laundry out there already this evening.
No, the officials are definitely earning their money tonight.
Neither team, although DeSoto leads 35-0, neither team can really be extremely happy with the way both sides are playing. I mean, a lot of penalties on the DeSoto side. They're just breaking covers there and able to get first downs and touchdowns, so they are leading 35-0, but a sloppy game so far on both sides. They'll march him back 5 yards on the holding penalty, out to about the 31-yard line, 32, and it'll bring up a 4th down and 8. And something positive here if the Black Cats can force a turnover here on downs. Krodinger straight back to pass. Looks down the field, way down the field. Good coverage there. And looked like Michael Parrish there on the coverage, and he's able to knock that one down. It's a long way across there, brother.
Pass broken up by number 20, Skylar Holland.
Skylar Holland on the coverage, not Michael Parrish. He was there step for step. Pretty good coverage.
Really
and knock
good
it down, and the Black Cats are able to take over on downs, and that's the first positive thing for the Black Cats.
That's exactly what I was just thinking.
Spot it right at the 30-yard line. Here comes the offense. Grant Schenkel goes wide receiver to the right. Cade Ethington in the slot to the near side. 2 wide receivers to the near side. Parrish in the backfield. Seth Lout straight back to pass. Throws across the middle, looking for Clark Pinuel. And Grant Schenkel, 2 guys there in the same area, and we've talked about that a bunch of times. When you put 2 receivers that close together, you draw a lot of attention, and usually more defensive backs than wide receivers, and that causes trouble.
The only time you like to see that, Dave, is when you're quail hunting.
2 to the right and 2 to the left. Parrish in the backfield for Seth Lout. 2nd down and 10. Straight back to pass. Looks to the near side here. Cuts inside. Caught at the 40. 35, 30, 20, 10, 5. They won't catch him. Touchdown, Ethan Flanagan. And Seth Lout looked pretty comfortable that time. He stepped back in the pocket, had a little confidence, threw the ball across the middle, had good patience, and gave Ethan Flanagan enough time to break that route to the middle, beat his man, and into the end zone he goes.
Well, the main thing was Flanagan never had to break stride. He caught it on the run and never had to slow down.
So Seth Lout to Ethan Flanagan, and the Black Cats get on the board here and give these fans something to cheer about. 35-6, as we'll attempt the extra point here. Snap back, ball down, and it looks like he pulled it to the left. So the extra point no good. 6:09 to go, second quarter. Black Cats get on the board. They now trail 35-6. And we'll be back in 30 seconds on Froggy 96.
Hi, I'm Dylan Radigan. The world is brimming with possibilities, and that keeps me busy. My latest invention may be able to feed and sustain communities around the world. My team and I are always on the go, meeting new people and seeing new places. I produce films that I really care about. It's an honor to speak to audiences around the world. When people come together, meaningful work gets done. How do I do all this? Well, that part's easy. HotelPlanner.com.
Hastings Unlimited, the DeSoto School District. Judy Husky, thank you. Big thumbs up for her. Cozine Memorial Chapel, Big Dick's Barbecue, Hood's Discount Home Center, and Cole's Tractor and Equipment, all sponsors of high school football on Froggy 96. We appreciate each and every one of those sponsors. Number 83, that'll be Kevin Van Rielton. Pooch kick, taken at the 20. Dropped there at the 15, picked up. Now taken at the 20, tripped up, and a good job by the Black Cat coverage team. And DeSoto will have it 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
DeSoto take over 1st and 10.
You know, Dave, I think that if they can kick that ball deep and force them to have to try to drive the field with the sloppiness that we've seen in this game, I don't think they can do it. I really think that that's Fredericktown's best hope right now is to get them in poor field position and make them try to drive the length of the field.
Just like the last series of down, a penalty forced them back, and a long 4th down. They were unable to complete it. Fredericktown took over and went 70 yards for the touchdown to put them on the board here. 2 to the right and 2 to the left for DeSoto. Fake the handoff. Keeper by Krodinger. Breaks a tackle to 30. Out across the 40-yard line. Ball on the ground. Black Cats say they have it. Let's see what the referees say. No signal as of yet. Black Cats say they have the football. Three referees there, and they say no. They're going to say down by contact at the 41-yard line. DeSoto will have it there 1st and 10 at their own 41. Krodinger on the keeper that time. Broke a tackle right at the line of scrimmage. Those arm tackles don't get it done, and he gets all the way out to the 41-yard line. Now 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. 1 man in the backfield for Krodinger. Back to pass, throws a screen to the far side at the 40. Breaks a tackle, got a blocker out in front, gets across midfield and tripped up at the 49-yard line. Should be enough for a 1st down once again. Mike, the old chain gang still over there. Same old bunch. Lynn Rakup, John Clark, John Matthews. Been over there a long time, haven't they?
They've been over there from the time I was in high school.
And that was a long time ago.
You're exactly right.
Not near as long as me, brother. For 2nd and 1 for DeSoto. Ball right at the midfield stripe. Back to pass. Now he takes off with it as Krodinger. Gets across the line of scrimmage all the way down to the 47. Has enough for the 1st down. And they'll move the chains once again. Year'd you graduate?
93.
93. That was a while back. But not near as far as back.
That was probably before Mr. Kopp was even born.
Dustin Kopp says he was 4. I graduated 17 years before that, brother. Shotgun formation. Krodinger hands off to the tailback. Straight tries to bounce to the outside. Breaks a tackle at the 45. Still on his feet at the 40. Tripped up and still on his feet at the 30. And finally taken down at the 24-yard line. Logan Bowling finally brings him down. That's number 24. And that's all we can call him because the PA announcer or myself, neither one, has a name for that young man. But so far doing a pretty good job, and he's piling up the yardage.
You know, a big old kid like that, there's no way you can expect to be successful arm tackling him.
It's not going to work. Clayton Snowden wide receiver to the far side. One wide receiver, that's Zach Trent, to the near side. Shotgun handoff to 24 once again. Breaks a tackle, breaks an arm tackle again, gets inside the 25 down to about the 23-yard line. Short gain for DeSoto. But most importantly, they're doing what they want to do. 4:02 to go, second quarter. You got a big lead. What the first thing you want to do is burn that clock. Dragons in no hurry. Two wide receivers go to the far side. And Zach Trent, wide receiver to the near side. Handoff to the tailback once again. Waits for a block. Bounces to the edge. Turns the corner. Gets to first down yardage and more, as he'll get down to about the 14-yard line. We'll see where they spot it. And the referee says first down.
Tackle by Skylar Holland, be first and 10 for the Dragons.
Skylar Holland finally able to bring him down. First and 10. They'll spot it about the 14-yard line. DeSoto taking their time now as they look for the next play from the sideline. Zach Trent, wide receiver to the near side, picks up man coverage there. Shotgun formation once again for Krodinger. He fakes the handoff. Now he tries to get to the near side, throws to a wide open man at the 5, and he steps into the end zone untouched. Touchdown. And a little extracurricular activity. Dominic DeMarco able to get into the end zone there for a, looks like a 12-yard touchdown run. A little extracurricular activity there with Logan Bowling and one of the DeSoto Dragons. They got locked up and didn't want to let go. So they'll attempt the extra point here. DeSoto will. Mason DeRoos. Krodinger to hold. A good snap. And the kick is up and good. 3:26 to go. Second quarter. 42-6 your score. And we'll come back in 30 seconds with more high school football on Froggy 96.
Attention women who used Mirena or other types of birth control before developing pseudotumor cerebri. Those inflicted may experience headaches, neck and shoulder aches, dizziness, blurred vision, and even permanent vision loss. A number of lawsuits have already been filed against the manufacturer for failing to warn patients about the dangers of these drugs. Your voice deserves to be heard. Call the Rely On Group at 800-778-9078. That's 800-778-9078.
Despite all the mistakes, the DeSoto Dragons still able to put up 46 points on the board. They've got a number of penalties to go along with that, Coach, but they've been able to outmass those by 42-6. What did I say? 42-6. They've been able to put up quite a few points, even though they've had a handful of penalties already here in the first half. DeRoos tees it up at his own 40-yard line here. Two men back for the Black Cats. A pooch kick this time. Taken at the 30-yard line. Tries to sidestep a man, puts his head down. Hit by three DeSoto Dragons is number 2, Cade Ethington. And they'll spot it at the 32-yard line. And he put the ball on the ground. The referee's going to say he put the ball on the ground. And guess what? Jordan Riondo able to recover that one, and the Black Cats cough it up once again at the 31-yard line, and DeSoto will take over first and 10. Great field position once again at the 31-yard line.
Well, he was just scratching and clawing and digging, trying to get a few extra yards, and he didn't tuck the ball away.
Got
the result
to take
was
care of that football.
Putting it on the ground.
You know, when it gets to be a score like this, the defense, they get extra aggressive too. They want that turnover. They want that fumble. You know, they want that interception if they can get it. You know, now they got their ears pinned back, and everybody feels like they want to be a part of the game. Shotgun formation, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. New quarterback, hands off to 24. Good hit at the 30-yard line. Still on his feet, falls forward to the 25. I believe the PA announcer finally got a name. I believe it's Watson, number 24. Forgive me, but we don't have him on our scorecard, but he is sure piling up the yardage here tonight. DeSoto will go no huddle. 2 wide receivers far side, 1 to the near side. 15 now. Brian Fisher back in the game. Fakes a handoff. Now he rolls to the far side. Got a man wide open and in and out of the hands of number 22, Clayton Snowden. And incomplete, so 3rd down and 4.
That was the same play they just scored on a while ago. It was a little flutter out. They slipped the running back out into the flats and just dumped the ball out there to him, and that time he was just a little wide.
Sometimes your eyes get too big and you can't find the football. See if our producer Dustin Kopp can find us some updates here as we check with some of our spotters around the area. Shotgun formation. Krodinger back in now. Now he runs to the far side, tries to turn the corner, breaks a tackle, gets down inside the 20-yard line, down to about the 15. And it gets tough to see way over there. They're going to be forward progress all the way down to the 12-yard line. Let's see what we have here. Hillsborough over North County 20-14. Farmington still leads Sikeston. That game 7 minutes to go, 2nd quarter, 21-9. St. Genevieve over Potosi. That game on our sister station, 107.1 The Zone. 14-6 is your score. Perryville trails the Central Rebels 13-3, and Festus over Windsor 21-0. Handoff straight ahead, breaks a tackle at the 10, goes into the end zone untouched, and that's number 24, Watson. Looks like a
number 24, Cole Watson on the touchdown.
Cole Watson. It looks like a 10-yard, give him 9-yard touchdown run for him, and another touchdown for the DeSoto Dragons. He made that look easy.
Well, what you're seeing here is a prime example of experience versus inexperience. You know, and these young kids are going to learn a lot from a game like this.
DeRoos with the extra point. Kicks it through the uprights and good. 2:07 to go. 2nd quarter, 49-6 your score. And we'll come back with more high school football right after this.
An important message for Americans eligible for Medicare. Are you receiving all the benefits available to you? Now's the time to find the coverage that's right for you at the right price. The way to do that is to explore your options. You can spend hours doing that yourself, or you can call Health Markets and let us do the legwork for you. Let us find you the right plan at the right price and see if you qualify to lower your prescription costs. Put our free service to work for you at no charge.
Call 1-800-604-4072.
Valley Catholic Warriors continue to roll along, 35-7 over Jefferson. They lead that one. Festus 21-0 over Windsor, and St. Genevieve 14-6 over Potosi. Last check on the Farmington-Sikeston game, 21-16 now. Sikeston trying to claw their way back into that one. Farmington still leads that, and the Central Rebels lead Perryville 13-3. The kickoff, pooch kick, once again taken at the 30. See if he learned a lesson here. 35, breaks a tackle, steps out of bounds finally at the 40-yard line. Ethington trying to play with a little grit there, but sometimes when you're outmatched, you get on the turf and live to see another day.
Well, he's carrying that ball awful loose.
And he's not a real big guy, so strength, you know, in that arm becomes a key because they're pinned back and coming after you now. They want those turnovers. Black Cats will have it 1st and 10 at their own 38-yard line. They trail this one 49-6. And Seth Lout puts 2 to the right and 2 to the left. And DeSoto jumps. And that's one way to get positive yardage. They'll give them 5. Bring up a 1st down and 5.
The main thing right now is to hang on to the football long enough and run that clock out so DeSoto doesn't get any more chance to put any more points on the board.
Seth Lout now lines 2 to the right and 2 to the left. They put Parrish in motion. They hand off to him going across the far side. Tries to get to the edge. Turns back inside. Gets back to the original line of scrimmage, maybe the 43-yard line. No gain for him. It'll bring up a 2nd down and 5 for the Black Cats. I know it's not your favorite thing to talk about when we're playing football, but Cardinals go into tonight's game 80-72. trailing Colorado 82-71. Colorado in action later tonight against San Diego. Cardinals in action against Pittsburgh. That game in the bottom of the 6th, tied at 2. Parrish in motion, empty backfield. Fake, back to pass, straight down the middle, and intercepted by Krodinger at midfield at the 40. Still on his feet, one man to beat. Pushed out of bounds finally at the 24-yard line. And Seth Lout stepped back, and something happened there because he threw right into the hands of Krodinger. He's standing there waiting on that one. No black cat there. And the interception and the turnover for the DeSoto Dragons. He clearly stepped back, threw to a spot, and no black cat was there.
We got 1:12 left to go in the game.
First half.
Oh, yeah, first half, I'm sorry. Wow.
And the Cats go back on defense here. DeSoto brings Fryer back in as, let's check it, Brian Fisher back in at quarterback. Been mixing it up pretty well with Krodinger and Fisher, and it seems to be working. 2 to the right and 2 to the left. Fisher puts a man in motion. Going to fake the jet sweep and hand off to the tailback, number 15. And that didn't work. Moved too soon. Procedure against DeSoto. And that's about the only thing slowing down the DeSoto Dragons here tonight.
Is the DeSoto Dragons.
First down and 15. If they can get that cleaned up, they can move they seem to be moving the ball pretty well. But, we'll see what happens when they get it against a little stiffer competition. But they've looks like they've got a pretty good game scheme. But the penalties are hurting them. Hand off to the tailback. Breaks a tackle to the line of scrimmage. Gets inside to 30 down to the 29-yard line. A gain of about 4. So it'll bring up a second down and 13. Holden Sykes on the tackle. Second down. They'll call it 14. 50 seconds to go in this one. As the DeSoto Dragons do not get in a hurry here. This will probably be the last play of the half. Hand off to the tailback straight ahead. Now he takes it back. Breaks a tackle to 30 inside to 25. Down to about the 23-yard line is Briar Fisher. Good fake there. He faked me out too. I thought he was going to hand it off. He pulled it back out of the stomach. Kept it. Came to the near side. Turned the corner for positive yardage and bring up a third down and 5 with just 15 seconds to go on the game clock. And now 8 seconds, 11 seconds to go on the play clock, so they'll just let this one run down. All DeSoto here in the first half. 49-6 is your halftime score. The DeSoto Dragons lead the Fredericktown Black Cats, and we'll come back with the Waynos halftime show in 2 minutes on Froggy 96, 95.9 FM.
You're watching Fredericktown Black Cats football, only on KDKZ Channel 18.
Hi, I'm Dylan Radigan. The world is brimming with possibilities, and that keeps me busy. My latest invention may be able to feed and sustain communities around the world. My team and I are always on the go, meeting new people and seeing new places. I produce films that I really care about. It's an honor to speak to audiences around the world. When people come together, meaningful work gets done. How do I do all this? Well, that part's easy. Hotelplanner.com.
If you are age 80 or younger, call the number on your screen to learn more about the FX plan from Final Life. Average funerals can exceed costs of over $7,000. Social Security only pays $255, leaving your family and loved ones to pay off your debt. The FX plan will pay up to $25,000 for funeral and other final expenses. There is no medical exam, and with lifetime coverage, you'll have the peace of mind that your family will not have to carry a financial burden. Your rates will never increase, benefits never decrease, and your plan cannot be canceled. To receive free information about the FX plan and its benefits, call the number on your screen. Signing up for peace of mind is easy, and acceptance can be had in as little as 24 hours. Operators are standing by to make your final expenses stress-free for you and your family. Also receive information about a free prescription discount card by calling now. There's no obligation.
Attention women who used Mirena or other types of birth control before developing pseudotumor cerebri. Those inflicted may experience headaches, neck and shoulder aches, dizziness, blurred vision, and even permanent vision loss. The cause of pseudotumor cerebri, or idiopathic intracranial hypertension, as it is sometimes called, is not fully understood. However, new studies have suggested a link between women with this condition and various birth control drugs and devices, such as Mirena IUD. If you or a loved one was diagnosed with pseudotumor cerebri or idiopathic intracranial hypertension after using Mirena, Ortho-Evra, or Depo-Provera, call the Rely On Group now. You may be entitled to financial compensation for your injuries. A number of lawsuits have already been filed against the manufacturer for failing to warn patients about the dangers of these drugs. Your voice deserves to be heard. Call the Rely On Group at 800-989-4886. That's 800-989-4886.
Attention Medicare patients. If you are on Medicare and suffering from chronic back or knee pain, this is an important message from Medical Supply Helpline.
If you struggle with back or knee pain and don't want surgery or painful injections, you could receive a brace at little or no cost, specifically designed to help manage your pain and improve your mobility. Medical Supply Helpline connects you with a customer service representative that's available right now. One call and you can get a brace delivered right to your door at little or no cost to you. The call is free, there's no paperwork to sign, and Medicare is billed directly. You have nothing to lose. Call us today and discover the benefits of a safe and effective solution for your back or knee pain.
To learn more about Medicare-covered pain-relieving back and knee braces, call Medical Supply Helpline at 800-795-2710. That's 800-795-2710.
US Med has great news for anyone living with diabetes.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, US Med will ship a new glucose meter right to your home.
And shipping is free.
My new meter uses only a speck of blood, so it's less painful than my previous meter.
If you have Medicare, private insurance, or prescription drug coverage, you're covered with US Med. We're welcoming new patients, even if your current provider can't supply you anymore.
I don't even have to test on my fingers anymore. I can test on my hand or forearms, and it's more accurate than my old meter.
So call US Med today, and you'll have a choice of 2 great meters.
One that actually speaks your results. Or a meter that takes less blood and can even Bluetooth to your phone.
Act now, and US Med will include a free prescription discount card. We'll also send you a free diabetes cookbook. This is your opportunity.
So call US Med today.
You'll be glad you did.
This is important news for women who were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and then suffered permanent hair loss. The chemotherapy drug Taxotere has been linked to permanent alopecia or permanent hair loss. Some women administered the breast cancer chemotherapy drug Taxotere have suffered from permanent hair loss on scalp, eyebrows, and eyelashes. The FDA has urged doctors and the manufacturer to warn women administered Taxotere of the risk of permanent hair loss. If you or a loved one were administered chemotherapy intravenously for breast cancer and suffered permanent hair loss, you may have a right to a cash award and medical expenses. If you suffered permanent hair loss after chemotherapy for breast cancer, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Although the financial crisis was some years back, it's still hurting many seniors today. But if you're a homeowner 62 or older, there's a mortgage program that just might make life a little easier. With a reverse mortgage, you can convert your home equity into cash and at the same time eliminate your monthly mortgage payments. You never give up ownership. For your free information kit, call now.
Call 1-800-641-9962.
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, this may be the most important phone call you'll ever make.
I owed $87,000 in taxes. But listen.
Your tax problem is settled. You only owe $3,500.
What a great message.
I owed $11,000 on my taxes. But now...
Congratulations. You only owe $2,068.
How's that sound?
If you owe $10,000 or more to the IRS or state, then you owe it to yourself to call this number or go to tax10000.com. Even if you are already at the point where you're struggling with levies and garnishments, let our experts help guide you through the process of negotiating a tax settlement.
We owed the IRS $48,000.
But check out what we actually paid.
Are you sitting down? You only owe $3,571.
Call 800-347-5018 or go to tax10000.com. That's 800-347-5018.
Attention pain sufferers, if you have back, knee, foot, wrist, neck, or even joint pain caused by arthritis, then you need to call the number on your screen and talk to Pain Relief Solutions. Our friendly agents will tell you about your options for pain relief. If you have Medicare or private insurance, we have programs that may cover the supplies you need to get pain relief at little or no cost to you. Call right now so you can get your pain relief solutions fast. We're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week to help you with your pain relief needs.
That is Kevin Van Railton. I hope I said that right. I hope I didn't butcher it up. Going to tee it up at his own 40-yard line. 2 men back at the 10-yard line for the DeSoto Dragons.
Well, I'm sure with a name like that, this young man's kind of like me. He's probably used to people butchering his name. So
yeah. The PA announcer said Van Ralton, and Tom Mooney, he's never wrong. So, I got to run with what he says. It's fun to be home and give your hometown people a little static, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Van Ralton's got it teed up at his own 40. He steps into this one, a deep kick, taken at the 10. We're underway second half, 15-20. Straight across the 30-yard line, breaks a tackle to 35. They tried to knock the ball loose, and a good job by the Black Cat defense once they caught up to him, but he had a head of steam. Hunter Hennon finally able to bring him down there, and a smart play by Hennon as he ran him down from behind. He punched at that ball, tried to knock it out, and that's what the Black Cats need is a few breaks and a few turnovers here. DeSoto will have it 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. Underway second half, 49-6 is your score. Was all DeSoto in the first half here. Let's see if the Black Cats can stop the bleeding. New quarterback, Robert King, shotgun formation. Here comes the pressure straight up the middle. Handoff to the tailback straight ahead. Breaks a tackle at the 40. Still on his feet and gets out to the 45-yard line. And very close to a first down is the DeSoto Dragon tailback.
In games like this, Dave, you use this as a teaching moment. You get kids in the game, try to get them some experience. You do your best to coach them up. I can remember being in some games like this, and you do some of your best coaching in games like this.
Brian Fisher in the shotgun. He has Robert King behind him. 2 wide receivers. Now trips to the far side. 1 wide receiver near side. Hands off to King. Comes to the near side. Turns the corner and trips and falls at midfield. And he had the edge there, Coach. He was looking for big yardage.
I think what happened right there, Dave, somebody probably needs to talk to Coach Sissel, who does the lining and the painting of the fields. I think he might have put a little extra paint on that 50-yard line there.
If you've ever been down on the field here, Black Cat Stadium, that's a plush, thick field, and it's not necessarily the levelest thing either.
Yeah, but I tell you what, they got one of the best. They got one of the best field guys in this part of the country. So shout out to Coach Sissel. Great job on the field. It looks great.
Shotgun formation once again. 2 to the right, 2 to the left. Hand off to the tailback. Cuts it back up the middle. Hit there by a host of Black Cat players at the 46-yard line for a short gain. It'll bring up a second down. Kenny Couch on the tackle. A gain of 3, 2nd and 7 for the Dragons. Robert King carrying the mail for the DeSoto Dragons as Briar Fisher back in at quarterback. Now 1 wide receiver once again to the near side. Trips to the far side. Shotgun. Quick screen pass to Crodinger. Caught at the line of scrimmage. Breaks a tackle. Still on his feet to the 40. Gets to the outside. Down to the 35. And it looks like another flag. Another flag comes in. It'll be illegal use of the hands against the Dragons. And that's about the only thing that has slowed down this Dragon offense this evening.
And I'm pretty sure that every time they've ran that stop route tonight, they've got called for a penalty.
either a false start or a holding penalty or a block in the back or something. Somebody trying to do a little extra. Just do your job.
Like holding against DeSoto.
Little side note while we got a break here, David. This game's a little special to me because I have a couple of my former assistant coaches. One is on each sideline tonight. Coach Davis, who's defensive coordinator for the Black Cats, and Coach Ames, who is the offensive line coach now for DeSoto. Both of those guys had worked for me at one point when I was at Perryville.
That's pretty cool. You meet a lot of good people, you know, in high school sports. That's one of the reasons why I do it. Trips to the near side, one to the far side. Krodinger in the slot, shotgun formation. Fakes the handoff. Now going to keep it as Fisher tries to get to the edge, gets across midfield, thrown down finally and out of bounds at the 47-yard line. Kenny Couch finally wrapped him up and threw him out of bounds. It'll bring a gain of about 7. It'll bring up a third down. See where they spot it at the 47-yard line. So it'll bring up about a third down and 8 for DeSoto.
Pretty good flow to the ball that time by the Black Cat defense.
There's been times where they've been able to stretch the line of scrimmage but can't get to the edge, and the defender beats them to the edge and turns the corner and positive yardage. Now trips go to the far side. Shotgun formation once again. Straight back to pass, looks for Krodinger. Now he throws across the middle and caught at the 35. One man to beat at the 20. Breaks a tackle at the 10. Still on his feet at the 5. And a touchdown for DeSoto. Trevor Johnson, 48 yards for the touchdown.
Johnson did a really good job that time of settling into the soft spot in that zone and catching the football and just outrunning everybody to the end zone.
Good job by Fisher, though. He looked it off to the screen to Krodinger and then turned and looked back up in the middle. Gave Trevor Johnson time to clear across the middle, and he was wide open. Had a chance to get him at the 25, broke a tackle, and into the end zone he went.
And that's one of the hardest things to do in high school football is to get a high school quarterback to look off the receiver in order to draw the defense off.
When two-point conversion is no good. 7:30 to go, third quarter. DeSoto gets on the board once again. They now lead 55-6, and we'll be back with more high school football right after this.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain or knee pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace or knee brace covered by Medicare at little to absolutely no cost to you. Will you qualify for a Medicare-covered back brace or knee brace? There's only one way to find out. Call the Back and Knee Brace Center at 1-800-319-0260.
And welcome back to Froggy 96, 95.9 FM. Coach, we were talking about the quarterback taking the time and looking off one receiver and giving the second receiver, going to your secondary receiver. He gave Trevor Johnson plenty of time to clear through the middle there and sat down in that zone and was able to pick a spot where there was no one. But the other part of that is you got to give a lot of kudos to that offensive line for giving him time, to look to a second receiver. And that's one thing that they have not done for Seth Lout tonight. He's had kind of happy feet and had to get rid of the ball before he wanted to. Mason DeRoos tees it up at his own 40-yard line. And picked up there by Parrish. Breaks a tackle at the 30. Out to about the 34-yard line. Stood up there, finally taken down by a pile of DeSoto Dragons. They'll give Briar Bouquet the tackle. And the Black Cats will have it 1st and 10. See where they spot the football here. It should be around the 35-yard line. 1st and 10, right on the 35-yard line. Well-deserved, Coach, and we appreciate you listening, huh?
You bet. Just got a text message from our old buddy, Coach Sissel. He's out there listening tonight. Hope we're doing you proud, Coach.
Wish we had a different outcome for you, but we don't. Shotgun formation for Seth Lout. 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Logan Bowling, fresh off an injury, back in the starting lineup once again tonight. Noah Karokas has spent some time in this game, but I don't think he's in there right now, and I don't think with the score the way it is that they want to risk any more of an injury to him. He's had a tough time with an ankle, and as you said earlier, the those tweaks in the ankles are the toughest ones because they can wrap them up and the guy feels pretty good, and as soon as he gets out there tries to make a cut, there it goes again, and then when he takes all that wrap off, he's really sore the next day.
I can remember being in high school my senior year and having a high ankle sprain like that, and I'd be in a soft cast all week long. I'd go in on Friday, and Doc Byer would cut that soft cast off, and he'd tape me up, and I'd play on Friday night, and I'd go back in on Saturday morning, and he'd put that soft cast back on there again, and I played the last 5 weeks of my senior year that way.
Yeah, that's because you wanted to play, not because you were really able to play, but he got you taped up enough there where at least you could manage the pain, let's say, but the heart inside of you said, I want to play on Friday night, and the only way to do that is suck it up a little bit and let's play. DeSoto makes their way back onto the field now. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Black Cats at their own 35-yard line. Seth Lout puts a man in motion. Fakes the handoff straight up the middle for Lout. Breaks a tackle at the 40. Still on his feet. Breaks a tackle at midfield. Spun down finally at the 44-yard line. Good run by Seth Lout. 20. See where they spot it, the 40. They'll mark it back to the 44. So about 27 yards there for Seth Lout.
It's a good time to call that little draw play.
And the first time. You got to loosen up that defense. You got to find ways to loosen up that defense and keep them from pinning their ears back and filling that box. Seth Lout once again, shotgun, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Hand off to the tailback straight ahead, and he goes nowhere. That's Logan Bowling taken down behind the line of scrimmage at the 44-yard line.
The biggest issue right now is just not sustaining their blocks up front. I mean, they're outmanned and they're outsized, but at the same time, they still got to stay with their blocks.
Yep. There is a noticeable size difference between those two lines. When you look at them right here, the play is right in front of us at the 45-yard line, and when both teams are standing up, there's a big size difference there. 2nd and 10 for the Black Cats. Hand off to Bowling straight ahead, ducks his head, moves the pile down to the 40-yard line, a gain of 4 for Logan Bowling.
He runs the ball a lot like his daddy used to when his daddy was in high school.
Put your head down, go forward, huh?
Old Darren was like a bowling ball.
Still like a bowling ball. Oh, did I say that out loud? 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun formation for Seth Lout. He has Logan Bowling next to him, back to pass. Steps up, throws across the middle and caught. And a good catch there by Grant Schenkel. Good job by Seth Lout. Took his time there, waited for Schenkel to clear the middle. Gets all the way down to the 32-yard line, moved the chains. And the Black Cats are on the move here. 4:19 to go in the third. 55-6 your score. Seth Lout, same formation, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Fake the handoff. Throws to the far sideline this time. And in and out of the hands of the receiver, that's Cade Ethington. And Seth just overthrew him. Had time there and had the man wide open. You got to put that one on a rope and get it to him.
Well, that's inexperience right there. That's not, getting as many snaps as what the normal quarterback gets in practice. And
the sophomore was kind of thrown into the fire when Rakup went down last week with a whiplash. He's sitting out tonight's game. So shotgun formation once again. Here comes the pressure off the far side. He steps up, avoids the pressure, now throws down the field and almost intercepted at the 20-yard line. Good coverage there by DeSoto, number 10, Anthony Smith. Looked like Harper. Check it. No, that was Ethington on the far sideline. Seth under a lot of pressure there and able to get the ball away. And it's 3rd and 10, and if they brought pressure the last time, they'll surely bring pressure this time. Man coverage on the edges. Shotgun formation once again. Back to pass. He's got time. Throws across the middle and caught at the 20-yard line. Breaks a tackle at the 15. Down inside the 10 to the 5. And finally take it down there is Schenkel. And a good job by Seth Lout that time. Took his time on the slant route by Schenkel, and he caught that ball in stride at the 20. Gets down inside the 10 to the 5. And let's see where they spot it. Should be 1st and goal at about the 6-yard line. Personnel changes for the Black Cats. And now they're set. One wide receiver comes to the near side. It's Grant Schenkel. 2 to the right. Shotgun formation once again. One man in the backfield. As Bowling ducks his head inside the 5. Touchdown, Logan Bowling. 6-yard touchdown run for Logan Bowling. And the Black Cats get on the board once again. They cut into this. 55-12 is now your score. And it looks like the offense will stay on the field here as we'll attempt a 2-point conversion. Pretty good job by Logan Bowling. Got good blocking up front, ducked his head, broke a tackle at the line of scrimmage, and got into the end zone. Now they put a man in motion. Ball gets on the ground. Bowling heads up play, picks it up, but taken down behind the line of scrimmage. And the 2-point conversion no good. 2:07 to go, third quarter. 55-12 your score, and we'll come back with more high school football right after this.
Endless pools are an incredible alternative to traditional pools, making it easy and inexpensive to swim at home. Call our toll-free number for a free idea kit. Endless pools are simple to install, easy to maintain, and economical to run. Swim or exercise against a smooth current that adjusts to any speed or ability. Perfect for year-round health, fitness, and relaxation. Call our toll-free number or visit our website for your free Endless Pools idea kit.
If you or a loved one has mesothelioma or any other asbestos-related cancer, call now. Asbestos manufacturers sold deadly asbestos materials to thousands of companies, putting workers at risk. An estimated $30 billion in court-ordered trusts have been set aside to pay out claims to asbestos victims. You may be entitled to a portion of these funds and receive compensation without filing a lawsuit or ever going to court.
For your free legal consultation, call 1-800-217-1205 now. That's 1-800-217-1205. I'm a non-attorney spokesperson.
This is important news for women diagnosed with ovarian cancer. Talcum powder may have caused your ovarian cancer. According to many studies, long-term use of talcum powder in products such as baby powder or shower-to-shower for feminine hygiene is linked directly to ovarian cancer. If you have been diagnosed with ovarian cancer, or if a loved one died from ovarian cancer after using baby powder or shower-to-shower products containing talcum powder, you may have a right to a cash award and medical expenses. According to testimony in court, a leading baby powder company knew decades ago about the link between their baby powder and ovarian cancer, but failed to warn women of the danger. If you are an ovarian cancer victim, or if a loved one died from ovarian cancer after using talcum powder, call the law offices of Davis & Crump at the number below right now to find out if you are eligible for a cash award and medical expenses. Call the law offices of Davis & Crump right now. Our first consultation is free, and we don't get paid unless you get paid. Call now. Operators are standing by.
Coach showed a little poise there, went down the field and put 6 points on the board as they kick it off now deep, taken at the 10-yard line by DeSoto across the 15, 20, 25. Sidesteps a man at the 30, one man to beat at the 40, finally taken down at the 47-yard line. And DeSoto in great field position once again, number 28. That was Cole Watson on the return. Thought he busted a seam there and was gone, Coach.
Yeah, he had one to beat. If he could have got loose from that safety there, that would have been another 6.
They got a hand on him at the 40 and slowed him down just enough where the last man to beat was able to bring him down. So 1st and 10, DeSoto at the 46-yard line. And we'll check on some scores for you as we get them here. Hillsborough over North County 34-22. Central Rebels extend their lead over Perryville 21-3. Farmington in the third quarter still leads Sykeston 21-16. And St. John over Potosi 14-9. That game on 107.1 The Zone. Another flag on DeSoto, and it looks like there's really no reason for that. That's the lineman, the guard, I guess, right next to the center, and he's got to be looking at the ball. He doesn't wait on a snap count or nothing like that. You look at the ball. You're right there next to the ball. Your job is to make sure that doesn't happen, and it's happened a bunch of times tonight.
Well, everything starts with the offensive line, and if they can't clean those problems up, they're going to struggle the rest of the season.
And I'm sure Coach Johnson won't be real happy with the way things have gone. Even though they put a lot of points on the board, they've still made a lot of mistakes. Handoff to the tailback, bounces to the outside, now back inside across the 45, still on his feet, and a great run there across midfield to the 48-yard line. That's number 16, Robert King. Pretty good run for the young man there. Broke a couple tackles, stayed on his feet, kept them legs a-churning. We talk about that a lot.
And that's a prime example right there. They don't jump offside, or they don't false start. That's another first down, but instead now it's 2nd and 6.
Yep. Cameron Brooks into the game now. And a timeout on the field. They stopped the clock with 6.9 seconds. Now they let it run out. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. 55-12 your score. We'll be back in 1 minute on Froggy 96, 95.9 FM.
Hey, Courtney Hansen here with you for Endurance. If you're like me, you love your car, but even the best vehicles break down at some point. And when your car's warranty expires, you're going to have to pay those repairs out of pocket. Can you believe what it costs to repair your car these days? I mean, look at these prices. I can think of so many things I would rather buy than a new fuel injector or transmission. Well, Endurance has a solution. With an Endurance Vehicle Protection Plan, we pay for your auto repairs. The parts, the labor, all of it's covered. With Endurance, you'll save thousands, and you get to choose the mechanic who repairs your car. Remember, insurance only covers you if you're in an accident, but that's just half the equation. Endurance is the other half, protecting you when your car breaks down. Insurance plus endurance equals total protection. That's my kind of math.
Protect yourself against the high cost of auto repairs with Endurance. Call right now for a free quote.
This is an important medical message from the Pain Management Network. Do you suffer from severe back or knee pain, making even the most simple everyday activities difficult? Well, if you're on Medicare, we have great news. You can now receive a pain-relieving knee or back brace at little or no cost to you. These amazing braces have helped hundreds of people just like you enjoy the activities they love without pain. Call the Pain Management Network right now.
Call 800-290-0968.
We'll handle the paperwork with Medicare for free. All the shipping and customer service is free, and the call to check your eligibility is free. We also have braces available for shoulders, ankles, and wrist. Imagine all the activities you're missing out on because of your back or knee pain. Isn't it worth making a free phone call to feel better? If you're suffering from knee or back pain, if you're on Medicare and would like a pain-relieving brace, call the Pain Management Network right now.
Call 800-290-0968.
Friendly operators are standing by 24/7.
And they put 12 more minutes up on the board. We start the fourth quarter here. Both teams making their way back out on the field. We've got an update for you from Poplar Bluff. Jackson extends their lead 21-16 now over the Poplar Bluff Mules. That was a 14-13 game at the half, so Jackson's put up a touchdown, and the Mules only able to kick a field goal here. 2nd down and 5 for DeSoto. Pistol formation. Hands off to the tailback straight ahead. Breaks a tackle, gets down close to first down yardage to the 46-yard line. He'll be a couple yards short.
Gain about 3 yards, be 3rd down.
Robert King once again on the carry. And it looks like we may have an injury on the field. Just underway here, fourth quarter here, and we've got an injury timeout, so we'll step aside for 1 minute and come back with more high school football right after this.
The diabetes drugs, Invokana, Invocomet, Parxiga, Zigduo, Jardiance, and Glyzombi have been linked to a serious condition known as diabetic ketoacidosis. Call the Rely On group today for a free consultation. There is absolutely no risk on your part.
Don't be a victim. Get the help you deserve.
If you or a loved one were diagnosed with diabetic ketoacidosis after taking Invokana or any other similar diabetic drugs, call 800-283-4717.
Attention! Are you stuck in student loan debt? If you have $10,000 or more in federal student loans and are having trouble making the payments, call now for a special free offer. Student Services wants to give you free information on how to possibly cut your student loan payment in half, or in some cases, have your student loan completely wiped clean. Just imagine your life with no more student loan payments. If you're late or even in default on your student loan payments, call now for a special free offer. The call is free. The information is free, and there's no obligation, just real relief from the financial burden of student loans. Student Services can help stop tax garnishments and release cosigners, and has helped many people struggling with their student loan payments. Call now to discover the secrets to possibly having your student loans completely written off. Student loan debt relief is one free phone call away. Don't waste another day struggling in student loan debt. Call now for student loan debt relief.
Back to high school football on Froggy 96, and Coach, the one thing that you do not want to see, especially in a game like this where it's kind of out of hand, you're trying to get some guys, some playing time, and we have what appears to be a pretty serious injury over there on the far sidelines, and we certainly don't want to speculate about anything. But the game has been stopped temporarily. We have an ambulance out there and the medical crew working with this young man, and we really don't have any idea at this point what's going on. They're trying to get him on a backboard we can see from here. We have no idea who the player is or anything like that. We're not going to speculate on it. But the last thing you want to see in a game like this is an injury, a serious injury.
Well, and the thing of it is, Dave, it kind of puts everything into perspective. As no matter how competitive we are, no matter how much we want to win or lose, I mean, we definitely don't want to lose, but no matter how much we want to win, how much we want to beat that other team over there on the other side of the field, at the end of the day, it is just a game, and our thoughts and prayers go out for the well-being of this young man, and hopefully it's nothing real serious and everything's okay. But it's
terrible thing to see in sports. It's inevitable. It's going to happen. But it looked like such an innocent play off the right side. He bounced to the outside and got to the edge, and then as soon as he was tackled, even the players knew something was wrong because they all got away and took a knee and did exactly what they were supposed to do, and now the team has moved completely away from down to the end zone at the far side there, and as we await to see, hopefully the young man will be all right here. We'll try to get an update for you. We're going to kick it back to the station here for a couple minutes as they take care of this young man, and once again, our thoughts and prayers are with them, and I hope yours are too. And we'll try to get you abreast of what's going on here just as quickly as we can. We'll be back with more high school football on Froggy 96, 95.9 FM.
Attention diabetes sufferers. The diabetes drugs, Invokana, Invokamet, Farxiga, Zigduo, Jardiance, and Glyzombi have been linked to a serious condition known as diabetic ketoacidosis. This can happen when the body produces excessive levels of blood acids that can lead to diabetic coma or even death.
If you or a loved one took any of these drugs and were injured, call the Rely On Group right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation.
Call the Rely On Group today to be connected with an experienced attorney for a free consultation. There is absolutely no risk on your part, and you don't owe us a penny unless we're successful.
Don't be a victim. Get the help you deserve.
If you or a loved one were diagnosed with diabetic ketoacidosis after taking Invokana or other similar diabetic drugs, call the Rely On Group at 800-230-1529 for a free consultation. That's 800-230-1529.
Are you currently on Medicare? In other words, do you carry the red, white, and blue Medicare card? If so, are you suffering from chronic back pain or knee pain? If you answered yes, you may be eligible for a pain-relieving back brace or knee brace covered by Medicare at little to absolutely no cost to you.
Call 1-800-988-0564 right now to see if you qualify.
These professional-grade back braces are ideal for lower back pain, rheumatoid and osteoarthritis, spinal disorders, stenosis, and other painful back problems. Our medical-grade durable knee braces are designed for those with osteoarthritis and general knee pain and weakness. Our accredited staff will handle all of the Medicare paperwork, and best of all, your brace is shipped directly to your home for free. Will you qualify for a Medicare-covered back brace or knee brace? There's only one way to find out.
Call the Back and Knee Brace Center at 1-800-988-0564. That's 1-800-988-0564.
And welcome back to Black Hat Football on Froggy 96, 95.9 FM. Coach, you hate to speculate about anything, but we have got an update. We don't have a player's name or anything like that, but apparently it's a pretty severe ankle injury is what happened to the young man. They're just now getting him to the ambulance, and they'll get him off for some medical assistance. Great job by our crew out there, Dr. Byer and his bunch out there, to help with that and get him loaded up. And we just hope for the best for the young man, and And I hate to see anything like that happen. We are going to go back to live action now. 11:39 to go in the fourth quarter. And DeSoto coming to the line of scrimmage with a 3rd down and 4 facing them here. And slowly getting back to normal here. All the referees getting back in their places, and just about set to go here. 3rd down and 4 for the DeSoto Dragons. 3 wide receiver set, pistol formation. Snap, handoff to the tailback, comes to the near side. Gets hit at the line of scrimmage, and a good stop by the Fredericktown Blackcats there on 3rd down. That was number 30 carrying the football. And Mike Parrish able to stop him a yard short, so it'll be a 4th down and 1 for DeSoto. And let's see what they elect to do here. They're inside Blackcat territory at the 45-yard line, and it looks like they will bring the kicking team on, leading 57-12 here. Check it, 55-12. Where I got that 7 from. They're punted away. The punter takes it at the 45. Kicks a high kick, but not very far. The ball bounces at the 30-yard line. Takes a dragon bounce inside the 25, and they'll spot it 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line for the Fredericktown Blackcats. I'm going to try to get an update on the injured young man here and see what we can find out. Our preliminary is one of the DeSoto Dragons was taken down on a 2nd down play on the far side of the field, so we really didn't get a good look at it. It looks like maybe he has an ankle injury here. We'll try to see if we can find out more for you. Blackcats trying to stretch it out a little bit here. 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Seth Lout in a shotgun. 2 wide receivers. Now he puts a man in motion. Fakes the handoff. Lout's going to keep it straight ahead. Got running room across the 30, 35, 40, 45. Sidesteps a man at the 50. Breaks a tackle at the 45. And still on his feet down to the 41-yard line. Pretty tough run there by the young sophomore. Unable to take him down. They'll give him 33 yards unofficially, and the young sophomore quarterback Seth Lout refused to go down on that one, Coach.
Well, in a situation like that, Dave, with a score like it is, I mean, you're playing for pride, and that's exactly what he was doing.
2 wide receivers to the near side. Shotgun formation once again. Now they put a man in motion. Fake the handoff, straight back to pass. Looks down the field. Got a man wide open at the 20-yard line. Caught and thrown down immediately at the 15-yard line. Ethan Flanagan on the catch once again. I didn't get to see the route he ran, but he got himself open at the 30-yard line there, and a pretty good pass by Seth Lout. Once again, it looks like when he's got time and got a little patience, he can put the ball on the mark.
Well, as this game has progressed, you've seen him get more and more comfortable in the pocket, and that's exactly what they're going to have if he's going to continue to take snaps.
Man in motion now is Ethington. And a false start again against the Blackcats. They'll march him back 5. They were at the 12-yard line, so they'll march him back to the 17-yard line. And the clock continues to run inside 8 minutes, 30 seconds to go in this one. Set the play clock now, and no huddle as Logan Bowling checks back into the backfield with Seth Lout. 1 wide receiver to the near side. Grant Schenkel. Put a man in motion. That's Ethington. Give it to Bowling straight ahead. Drops his head at the line of scrimmage.
Logan Bowling on the carry, gain of about 4 yards.
Gets about 4 down to about the 14-yard line. It's really tough to tell. You get on these grass fields, they're not as lit up as those turf fields. You can easily tell where the line of scrimmage is. So it'll bring up a 2nd down and 12 for the Blackcats. Ethington in motion once again. Seth Lout looks to the far sideline. Jump ball, and a good job by the receiver to come back and knock that one away.
Pass intended for number 23, Grant Schenkel.
Grant Schenkel, he did a pretty good job. The ball was underthrown. It was about to be intercepted, and Schenkel came back and able to knock that one down, keep the drive alive.
Well, that's when the receiver turns into the defender, and he had enough wit about him to see that he wasn't going to catch the ball, so he wanted to make sure nobody else did either.
3rd down and 12 for the Black Cats. Ethington, wide receiver to the near side, 1 wide receiver to the far side. Fake to Bowling. Now they give it to Bowling. He tries to trap back inside, gets to the original line of scrimmage. He may get down to the 10-yard line, so it's going to bring up a 4th down and 10. Don't really understand that call with a 3rd down and 12, but maybe trying to catch the defense off guard a little bit. But it brings up a 4th down and 10 for the Black Cats. Grant Schenkel goes wide receiver to the far side. 1 wide receiver to the near side. Bowling still in the backfield with Lout. Put a man in motion. Lout's going to keep it straight ahead. Breaks a tackle to the line of scrimmage. Gets down to about the 5-yard line. He's going to be short of the 1st down, so DeSoto holds, and they'll take over on downs. 1st and 10 at their own.
I believe the injured DeSoto player was number 16, Robert King.
That's what I thought it was, 16. The PA announcer just announced that the injured player that was carted off, taken by ambulance to a hospital, is number 16, Robert King. That's who we thought it was. It's a pretty serious ankle injury from what we were able to gather, not too many details on it. Looked like kind of an innocent play, and you just never know what could happen. DeSoto takes over on down, shotgun formation. Give to the tailback, goes off the right side, turns the corner, breaks the tackle at the line of scrimmage, gets out across the 12-yard line, may get to the 15. I think they'll spot him just short of the 15-yard line. So a gain of 4. Fryer on the tackle. And it'll bring up a 2nd down and 5 for the Dragons. Been meaning to ask you this all night. The DeSoto and Kingston, what kind of happened there? Not enough personnel on both teams, so they kind of joined forces. Let's run this play here real quick. Shotgun formation, 1 to the right and 1 to the left. Fake the handoff now. Keeper by the quarterback. Tries to get to the outside. Good pursuit there by the Black Cats. It's Kingston and DeSoto where there just not enough personnel for both schools to have a football team, so they joined forces?
Well, DeSoto obviously had enough. Kingston wanted to play football. They had several kids show interest in wanting to play football, but they didn't have enough to have their own team. So you can co-op in the state of Missouri, but what happens is you have to take on the other school's enrollment, add it to your enrollment, and DeSoto was willing to do that because it didn't push them over the Class 4 mark.
Move them up to the next class. I get it. Shotgun formation once again. Fake the handoff. Quarterback keeper comes to the near side. Tries to get to the edge. Turns the corner. Ooh, and thrown down from behind. Great job by Michael Parrish. Good pursuit from behind.
Kingston is actually closer to Potosi than what it is DeSoto. And if Potosi would have did it, it would have pushed their enrollments added together would have pushed Potosi up to Class 4. Potosi is one of the larger Class 3 schools in the state.
And and a above average, Class 3 school, but not ready to step up to that next level at this point.
Because there's been several years that they've teetered back and forth being Class 3 and Class 4.
Shotgun formation once again. 2 wide receivers now go to the far side, 1 to the near side. Takes a snap, keeps it on the handoff. He handed it off to the left, and the running back went to the right.
Nobody home.
It's going to happen sometimes. We've got our first final of the night, 36-10. Central Rebels beat Perryville. So that hands Perryville, their second loss of the season?
Second loss of the season.
So. That's our first final. We'll try to update you on those as we go along. We'll have a post-game show as soon as this one's done. We'll wrap up all the action from this game and get you caught up on all the games around the area as they come final, or the closest we can get to it. Keeper by the quarterback, tries to turn the corner. Good pursuit by the Black Cats. It's number 13, Cameron Brooks, on the carry. He's going to lose a yard, maybe 2, back to the original line of scrimmage. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 10 for DeSoto. Several games, we thought we might be the first one done with the running clock, but several games are going final already. Going to be an early night of football on a Friday night. 3rd down and 10 for DeSoto. Potosi trying to come back. That game on 107-1 The Zone. 20-15 your score now. Good job by the Black Cat defense there on the 3rd down and 10. No gain. Mike Parrish once again.
You know, talking about that Potosi and St. John game, we talked about that last week, Dave, about how in history shows that St. John gets better as the season goes on, and it looks like that's exactly what has started to happen with them.
I think they started the season 0-3, and then they come here and put one on Fredericktown, and gonna trying to get a big win over Potosi tonight. 20-15 your score. That game midway through the 4th quarter. Festus 42-7 over Windsor, and Valley Catholic 42-14 over Jefferson. We do have the final we told you about, the Park Hills Central Rebels. They stay undefeated, 36-10. They win over Perryville, and midway through the 4th quarter, Hillsboro 40, North County 28. So North County trying to hang on to that one. And DeSoto trying to figure out here if they want to go for it on 4th down, and now they bring the punting personnel in. Braden Stockman back at midfield as he awaits this punt. How about you run one back here, little Bo? Gets off an end-over-end kick. Stockman will have to let it bounce at the 45. Takes another bounce at the Black Cat 45, and they down it at the 44-yard line. And Fredericktown will have it there. 1st and 10 at their own 44. Get a Poplar Bluff. We'll check on that Poplar Bluff Jackson game. We may get one more playoff here as the clock continues to run. Makes for a short 4th quarter here. 30 seconds to go in this one. Seth Lout trying to rally the troops and get one more playoff here. The clock running inside of 20 seconds now as they come to the line of scrimmage. I bet you can bet what this one's going to be, and DeSoto thinks so too. They're going to drop back in deep coverage here. He's going to take his time, put Ethington in motion. Back to pass, straight back to pass. Heaves it down the field, and a good throw. Oh, and almost caught by the wide receiver on the far side. And that's going to do it. Time runs out on this one. The DeSoto Dragons come in here to Fredericktown, and they get a big win to go to 3-3 on the season. 55-12 is your final. We'll wrap this one up in 2 minutes when we come back on Froggy 96, 95.9 FM.
This has been Fredericktown Black Cat football on KDKZ Channel 18. Be sure to watch this game anytime for free at kdkz18.com.